And now to introduce our esteemed guest, I would like to call on the Editor-in-Chief of the Asian Studies Journal and Professor at the Asian Center, Dr. Eduardo Gonzalez.
Salamat, Tonet. Welcome everyone. I was initially tempted to mimic the host of this year's Oscar Awards, Seth MacFarlane, when he introduced Meryl Streep by simply saying, "The next presenter needs no introduction," and then he walked off the stage as the divine Miss Streep came on and did her spiel. This is not the Oscar Awards, however, even though the format we've chosen is patterned after familiar television talk shows. But our special guest is just as distinguished and renowned in his field as Meryl Streep is in hers. So even though our guest needs absolutely no introduction, please allow me to share these words about him. I first met Benedict Anderson in 1991 when I was part of the UB research team on agrarian communities in Central Luzon. Professor Anderson happened to be in town when we presented our individual research proposals, and he graciously accepted our invitation to sit in and offer his comments and suggestions. One of the proposals was to do a history of a small town in Central Luzon. I won't mention the name of the town or the province. After the presentation, he astounded us by offering the information that the town in question was also known as the chop-chop capital of Central Luzon, where vehicles carnapped in Manila and other places were routinely being brought to some town facility and disassembled into its parts before being sold elsewhere. None of us knew this, of course, so I guess it takes a Ben Anderson to uncover such a scandalous detail about a perfectly respectable town. But that personal encounter opened my eyes to the type of scholarship and intellectual work that Ben Anderson has come to represent. Even as he looked at the big picture, discoursing on the formation of nations and other macro perspectives, his feet remained firmly on the ground, as he is forever on the lookout for oddities in social life that would provide jump-off clues to the essence and realities of the human condition. Benedict Richard O'Gorman Anderson is Professor Emeritus in International Studies, Government, and Asian Studies at Cornell University, where he obtained his PhD. He was the director of Cornell's Southeast Asian Studies program from 1983 to 1989 and taught at the university until his retirement in 2002. He is, of course, best known for his Imagined Communities, Reflections on Origin and Spread of Nationalism. And I'm sorry that only a few copies were made available for sale and they've all run out this morning. Published in 1983, but has since undergone countless editions and has been translated into 30 languages. It is a path-breaking and highly innovative work that has supplied one of the most popular and oft-quoted concepts in the academia and beyond. But aside from being an astute scholar, Anderson also belongs to the uncommon breed of committed and socially conscious intellectuals. As a graduate student on Indonesian Studies at Cornell, he incurred the unforgiving ire of the dictator Suharto when he co-published an interpretation of the September 1965 coup in Jakarta that went against the official line that it was supposedly the handiwork of communists. For this, he was banned from entering the country for close to 30 years. But Indonesia's loss was the Philippines and Thailand's gain, as Anderson shifted his attention to these two countries. And this resulted in outstanding works such as The Spectre of Comparisons, Nationalism, Southeast Asia and the World, 1998, Under Three Flags, Anarchism and the Anti-Colonial Imagination, 2007, and The Fate of Rural Hell, Asceticism and Desire in Buddhist Thailand, 2012. So for the next hour or so, let us sit back and treat ourselves to a stimulating and thought-provoking conversation that will surely seize our imaginations and whet our intellectual appetites.
Thank you, Ed. Good morning, Ben.